Hello, Luke Bouchard here, and this is today's Forgiveness Declaration card draw and reduction reading. Number 1, I forgive myself for believing that I don't deserve the peace of God. Okay. And in my reduction, we must choose between suffering of the ego or the peace of God. Choose the peace of God. Short and sweet, to the point for the very first declaration that I came up with when I developed these cards. And this is actually, if you're watching this video, this is my final shooting of the Forgiveness Declaration cards, and I chose to leave this one to the very end because it was the first one. And I've just spent the last 3 weeks intensively shooting these videos, and of course dealing with life and whatnot. So yeah, it's a bit of a milestone if you're watching this, depending when you're seeing it, about the significance. I've shot this, my last one of all the 78, which is also the first one. So it's really simple, and it's to the point. Is we have to choose who we're going to listen to. We have to choose who we're going to pray to. Are we listening and praying to the ego, or are we listening and praying to the Holy Spirit? And you might find that interesting that I'm using praying to the ego. Well, whoever we're listening to is a form of prayer. We're never not praying. We're never not thinking about something. And is our thoughts about grievances that we hold for people, the anger, judgment, thinking that we're better? Or are we thinking about our connection to God, how what we see in front of us is only form, and that doesn't really count in the battleground in this field, and that we see the person in front of us not as a meat sack, not as a person, not as an individual, but the essence of God, their grandeur, their unlimitedness. Who are we seeing when we looked out in front of us? And if we want the peace of God, and that we think we deserve the peace of God, it's because we generally don't. That's why we don't have it. Well, then we have to make choices. So I ask you, how much time do you spend with God throughout the day versus TV, social media, movie, reading, sports, drinking, whatever your distraction is? Are you choosing a distraction, which is of the ego? Or are you choosing to be with God and to be mindful of God? And it's not that you have to spend the whole day in a cave in the mountains, going home. It's about setting your day where you will be with God, your intention to be with God. You're setting your intention that you want the peace, and spending every day. I will, it's 15 minutes. Sometimes it's 10. When I'm really compressed, like I really have a lot going on, and I have to get stuff, then it's 5. But I don't not meditate and connect. And, it's sometimes, it could be better if it was longer, but the world does show up and circumstances does dictate, because we are of this plane. But are you spending any time with God? This image, what do I want to say about this image? This is my friend Vireo. She lives north of where I live, about 2 hours. And this is on her lakefront property. And went out there to do a photo shoot with her. I've done several. And I took this picture from one of I shot for her, and I thought it was very befitting. And in my declaration, my forgiveness, the cards, the 78 forgiveness declarations, I think there is only 2 images I have with people. One is with my skeleton Phil, with a guy, and then the other is of this one with Vireo here at her lake. So, all right. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'm Luke Bouchard, and if you don't believe you deserve the peace of God, then I would strongly suggest you join with Holy Spirit and ask to see that differently. Take care.